Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. The goal of this channel is to get you in that 10% club. 90% of everyone investing in crypto lose money, and we want to change that. Well, now we just had a big day in crypto. Now, I'm not going to tell you I told you so, but this is the video that I created Monday. And it says 4th of July is over, altcoin pump incoming. I had about 90% conviction that that was going to happen. And look what happened. Here it is on Wednesday, and everything is pumping. And technically, Bitcoin has hit a new all-time high. Now, it was very, very brief, didn't take it out by much, and that's why I've put on 3 different shorts just today, and I'm going to probably continue to go in and out as Bitcoin pumps, and we'll talk about that because guys, I can't be more bullish, but there's kind of rules to the road that I want to tell people about, and hopefully it'll give you the alpha to make better decisions. And I'll just be straight up with you guys. Sometimes it's extremely hard to take my emotions out and just do what I know I'm supposed to do. But almost every time I break my rules for my portfolio and for my trading or whatever, it bites me on the rear. Now, if you look at Bitcoin right here, guys, that is a beautiful big green candle. And when you back it down into the shorter frames, here's why I went short. And I just want to give you some alpha, and then I want to look at some other charts to decide whether we just kicked off altcoin season or not. Okay, when you look at these lines right here, it shows you what happens every time Bitcoin goes up to test its all-time high. It normally falters. It can't break through because there's a lot of sell and buy pressure right there. You got the market makers, you got the whales, and everyone is looking to short it and just pound it. Well, normally, just as a rule, when you make your first run up toward the all-time high, you're not going to break it, or you're definitely not going to bust through it hard. Now, again, guys, this is just the probabilities, but the probabilities are about 90% that, for instance, Bitcoin would not break through its all-time high like today. And so when it got close, I started to short. If it would have went against me harder, I would have added to my position. I don't want to really get into shorting, but the point is you have a lot of big money looking to slam these shorts. Now, here's what I hope happens. It could happen before I even get this video out uh, in the overseas session, or it could happen tomorrow, or it may not happen. But when it comes to shorting, and what I expect is I hope we pull back and make another run. Now, I will start to short when it gets to that high, lightly on fairly low leverage, maybe 5 to 10x. If it breaks that substantially, what I want to happen is we get a short squeeze, because all it has to do is run up to maybe, you know, 112, maybe not even to 112, 112, 500 for sure. And then that will knock out all the shorts on leverage. We'll get a short squeeze. We'll run straight up to 114, 115. Could even run up to as high as 117.5. That would be the extreme. I don't expect that. But if we pump like that, that's when I would start to add to my short and add to my leverage. Why? Because no matter what, guys, and this is 90+% probabilities, if we make a run to 115, for example, we will come back and settle and test the 111,600, whatever the all-time high is. And the odds are it's going to break down just because there's going to be a lot of liquidity there. And then it will start to settle somewhere above, let's just say, between 110 and 112 and start to build another funnel like this. All right, let's take a look at something, guys. Are we kicking off altcoin season? This has got me really paying attention. Now, I'm not going to run out and tell you it's altcoin season like all the other influencers to get you in that FOMO because, guys, if you got dry powder, I don't want you to burn it up. And, yes, you may miss a little bit of this pump if it is the start of altcoin season, but just think back for this 3.5 years of this cycle. Every time it starts to feel good, starts to feel like altcoin season, you start to get that FOMO from the influencers lying to you, it pulls back. But this is different to me. Look at this trend line. This is Bitcoin dominance. We broke that. And let's go into the smaller time frames, guys. That is a pretty big move. I mean, look at that. That's the weekly right there. That's Bitcoin dominance dropping on a day that Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Now, the reason I'm not going straight into it's altcoin season, which is what you need for Bitcoin to dominance to drop, is because I know how the smart money thinks, the market makers, the exchanges, and everyone else. They get you FOMOing in, that way they can dump and repeat. They've been doing it for 3.5 years. But let's look at the total three against Bitcoin. Now, you could easily say, if you look at this bottom yellow line right here, that is a bottom forming. Some people will call that a cup and handle. And you could easily say that is a good indication that altcoin season has kicked off, especially when the Bitcoin dominance is broke. But if you look at this blue line, how many times have we thought that, guys? Right? Like it is when you come right here and you go, oh, altcoin season, nope, new low. But if you even draw a line back in here, it would have been 5, 6, 7 times throughout this market. So I need to see not only for it to come up above this green line, I really need to see the narrative be positive and the liquidity or the volume really, really go up. And I'm not seeing that. And my biggest concern is, before we look at these other charts, is that Wall Street's making a new all-time high. The Nasdaq, the S&P. Heck, I don't follow the Dow, but I believe the Dow is as well. It's very light volume. That's not a good indicator. But here's what I want to show you something. I believe no matter what it does in the overseas tonight, I believe we're going lower. And here's why. And guys, if you're not familiar with this liquidation map, go to coinglass.com, look it up, get familiar with it, guys. It has changed. I haven't changed the way I think and the tools I use for 30 years because we didn't have this. But guys, I'm here to tell you, if you just follow this chart and understand it, it's going to make it easier for you to take profits or get in and out of positions. Because once you understand how the smart money thinks, how the market makers, the exchange, the hedge funds, the whales, how they take money from retail, they're extractors. All they want to do is make you get in and out and take your money. See, people in crypto are waiting for 10x, 20x, 50x Lambos. Well, while you're waiting for that Lambo, they're just extracting profits, extracting profits, extracting profits, right? Now, I always use XRP as an example, but think about it, guys. XRP hasn't made a new all-time high in 8 years. No one's made any substantial money with XRP. But Ripple has grown from a little bitty company into a powerhouse buying mega companies and building out XRP Ripple because they've been extracting billions and billions and billions of dollars from you. Well, why don't you do that? We can still catch altcoin season, but guys, if you don't take profits, you're going to become the prophets. And I'm here to tell you, the smart money just ran it up today. Probably was a small short squeeze, right? When I did that video on Monday, I said it was going up. That was the liquidity. And I said it would probably come back down. Well, they ran it up, and now look at the disparity. Guys, when you have a discrepancy like this, the when they're sitting there, imagine if you could move the markets and you say, well, I can push it this way, maybe capture 500 million, or I can push it this way and capture more than double that. I don't care. I make money up, I make money down. Just like the exchanges, they make money up, down, sideways. It doesn't matter. So the odds are they're going to want to come find this liquidity and start moving. I would say at least back somewhere below 109. Not a big move, but I think that's what's next. So don't think that you're tomorrow they're just going to take it to 115 or so. Now that being said, I want to make this clear. This is not a guarantee. This is probably 90%. The overseas market could take it up even higher tonight. But then I would think the US market would take it back down tomorrow. Now, bear with me and hopefully you're here, guys, because this is the type of alpha you need. Now, I want you to think about this, and I say all this with love. I'm here to educate you. Believe me, that's not how you grow a channel. If you want to grow a channel, I just tell you $10,000 XRP, ICP is the future. ISO tokens are going to rule the world, and I would be at 100,000 followers. But I'm here for the 10% that are going to make money. I'm here for you guys. Now, this is called the Smart Money, Dumb Money Index. Now, it primarily relates to the stock market. But I want you to look at something, guys. This red line is the dumb money. That's retail. That's the FOMO. That's the 90%. They are buying the stock market like crazy. They're buying the highs. That's why they're called the dumb money. Now, look at this blue line. That's the smart money. They are selling. See, when we get big moves, Bitcoin just made a new all-time high. The stock market's just made a new all-time high. The 90%, the dumb money, again, I say this with love, they go, oh, wow, the big boys are buying. BlackRock must be in there buying. JP Morgan must be buying. The whales are buying. No, retail's buying. The whales are selling. The whales and the smart money have already done that. So here's what I believe is going to happen. See, the bigger this gap gets, the more I go like that. And the more you start going, woohoo. And I don't mean to call you dumb money, but if you're thinking, oh, boo, start stacking your FOMO, you're not probably in that 10% club. Now, but think about this. The more they sell and the more they get down in here, they're out of money, right? They've already put in 100 million, a billion, and they've been taking profits, taking profits, taking profits. Well, then we're getting new all-time highs. Bitcoin gets to 115. The NASDAQ makes a new all-time high. The S&P makes a new all-time high. Like, you know what, guys? This last little bit, let's dump it. And not only let's dump it all together. Let's get a narrative, a negative narrative when we dump. Let's bring it down. We got to make some more money. Repeat, rinse and repeat. Smart money takes from the dumb money. So if we wake up, say, in a week, we could run all week. And I think we probably will. We could run all next week. But then it's going to start getting too high. And we're going into the rest of the whole year. And Wall Street needs to make more money. They need to pull it back. That's the game, guys. So if we wake up, let's just say next Monday, not this month, following Monday, the Monday after that, and we're all in the FOMO, we're all thinking it's altcoin season. S&P's really ripping, the Nasdaq's ripping. It's time to take it down. They'll take it down hard with the narrative. You'll lose all those profits, and they'll start stacking. And what will happen is all this red will turn. It will start going down. This blue will start going up. So that means they will freak out the retail. They will panic, start to sell. And guess who they're selling it to? The smart money. Guys, you can go back 100 years. And there's probably a few times where retail kind of matches up and where retail kind of maybe front ran smart money for a week or maybe even a month somewhere. But guys, when you go back to this, like this biggest gap, what do you think this biggest gap is? This biggest gap was pre-election, post-election. Everyone was going all in after the election. Retail was going all in crypto. The smart money was selling. Here, you can have mine. Oh, Dino tokens to the moon. Okay, you can have mine. Then they go short. Anyway, guys, I don't want to get on my high horse and rant and rant and rant. But guys, you need to understand the difference between smart money and dumb money and where we're at. And what works for these guys right now, guys, this is not 2017. This isn't even the last bull run. Big money are just looking to extract money every day, every week, and then cover. They don't want to lose money. They already have their Lambos. And while you're holding, they're just going to extract your exit liquidity. You're guaranteed. Here comes the pie. Oh, I'll pass. I'll get it on the next one. I'll get it later. Boom. They grab a handful. They grab a mouthful. They grab a spoonful. I truly believe, guys, you need to take profits along the way. When you start feeling the FOMO and everything gets going good and you start going, yes, that's what I'm talking about. You need to be taking some profits. If nothing else, guys, it really comes down to being this simple. And I know I'm on a rant. Take your initial investment out, especially if you have any real money. As soon as you can, put it on the side and let it rock and roll and keep pilling. But then, guys, see, when you take those profits, right, if we run for this entire week, people will start to have profits. And even if it's not a net profit, if you had 10,000 and now it's back to 3, and at the end of the week it's at 7, guys, that's $5,000 you didn't have, right? Take a handful, have some dry powder, play the downside. That's what I teach in my coaching courses. Anyway, guys, if you need some help and need someone to take a look at your portfolio, I got Zoom call package, but I also have a portfolio package that I believe is a phenomenal value. It's 18 videos. It walks you through everything you need to build out and get a game plan from taking profits, comparing, understanding tokenomics, whatever for your portfolio. Then it comes with a Zoom call where we go through all that. I also have a shorting course, which I personally believe everyone should learn to short, even if it's looking to hedge. And if you are going to hodl and you don't know how to hedge through the down cycle, you're out of your mind. And I say that with love. And I also have an inner circle. So whether you take me up on any of that or not, guys, which I'll leave a link down below and pin it in the comments, take some profits, learn to do some non-biased research because there's so much misinformation, guys. And the reason people tell you these bizarre prices is one of two reasons. Either they just don't know what they're talking about, or they know that that's what you want to hear, or both. But guys, the problem I have with these bullshit, pardon my French, predictions that mathematically a lot of them can't come true is if you think your favorite project is going to go to $20, whatever that project is, and mathematically that's not possible, and it only goes to 2, or even if it goes to 10, or even if it goes to 19. We know historically there's never been an altcoin that didn't crash 90% in the bear. So the odds are, no matter where it goes, if you're not taking profits, you don't have a good profit-taking plan, you're going to wreck yourself. Why do you want to turn 10,000 into $1 million and write it back down to 23,000? I can give you hundreds of customers from around the world that have that same story. It may not be that extreme, but guys, for people to put in 1,000, make 200,000, and only have 5,000, or people to put in 10,000 and make 300,000, or people to put in 20,000 and make 2 million. I know those people. That's why they came to me for their coaching. They just watched it go up, up, and up, and up. And then they watched it come down, down, and down. That's why they're in the 90% club, and they could have been in the 5% club, maybe even the 2% club. Then they would have had that dry powder for the next cycle. Don't wreck yourself. All right, guys. I can't be more bullish, but guys, pay attention, take profits along the way, get a game plan, and keep coming back, subscribe, and we're going to get you in that 10% club if I have anything to do with it. Take care, guys. Oh, yeah, hit that like button.